Okay, so I've been able to get more time with the Nano-Air from my last video. And what I mean by more time is a couple months of using it. And I've kind of learned some things about this jacket. For starters, let's start off with fit. And with fit, I'll give you a reference. I'm 6 foot, I have like a +4 ape index, and on a good day, like 170 pounds, right around that area. But as you can see, arms are plenty long. You know, the fit is very generous, I guess, for this generation. And overall, it's a great fit for me. And that's actually something that I've noticed between the two versions of the Nano-Air is I like this one for its fit specifically. I think Patagonia going to a regular fit for the Nano-Air, personally, I like it a lot more. It's more comfortable. You can layer underneath it a little bit better. It's not as tight. Like the other one wasn't tight for me, but it kind of was. It's just, it feels like there's more room in general, and not having like a restrictive garment is kind of nice in areas. And I really do like the fit of this. Like I feel like the arms are a little bit bigger, which is kind of nice, especially if like your sleeves ride up and you kind of get like weird pressure on your forearm. This jacket doesn't have that anymore. Even the cuffs are different. I feel like the cuffs they're a little bit looser, but that's really nice because when you have a looser cuff like this, it means that you can just pull your sleeve up and it's super easy. So I like this cuff a little bit more. And probably one of the big things about this too is this jacket finally has a hem cord. I really dig hem cords just because it gives you that extra like seal in the warmth effect. And the previous version of the Nano-Air didn't have the hem cord, whereas this one does. And now I don't really use it all the time, but it is just nice to have in general. So overall, I think the fit of this is way better, but that's me personally. I really like the fit of this jacket way more, and I'm wearing it, I'm wearing it more because of it, which is weird to say, but I just like instantly when I got it, I was like, this is a nice fit. And while it doesn't have to relate to fit, this jacket also gives you 2 chest pockets. 2 chest pockets are, I think, really awesome to have in a piece like this because not a lot of pieces out there, not a lot of insulation pieces out there give you the 2 chest pockets. They'll normally give you 1 or give you none. So having 2 is really nice, and there's something about having 2 big old chest pockets where I can just throw everything I want into them. It's really nice to have. Like I can throw gloves in this one if I wanted to. A lot of times I'll throw my phone in it. Like they're nice to have too. And you get, you know, the regular side pockets as well. So just having more options to throw stuff in is really nice with this jacket. And it's just like a little like quality of life thing that I love that Patagonia did with this jacket. And then probably one of the last big things is that the fabric changed between this version and the old version. You know, this one actually has more of like a grid like you see on like ripstop, and whereas the other one was kind of like just a big old weave of the breathable fabric. So this one kind of just, it's a little bit different. And what I mean by that is using it, it's been weird because it almost seems like this one has a little bit more wind resistance compared to the other one, and maybe a little bit more durability too. Like it's been kind of weird because the previous version of the Nano-Air, I was kind of blown away by it because I got it, and like one of the first days I used it, it was on a windy day, and I was like, wow, like this jacket is not warm at all. Like all I feel is the wind cutting through the jacket. And that's, for a breathable jacket, that's great because it means you can cool off a lot faster. But this jacket's a little weird because now I can walk out on almost the same conditions and not feel like the cold cut of the wind as much in this jacket, but it still breathes just as good, if not a little bit better. So it's kind of interesting to see what Patagonia has been able to do with this jacket and with the fabric of the jacket because, yeah, like it's weird. Like it feels more durable, it's a little bit more breathable, but it's a little bit more wind resistant too. So like I feel like this has just made like the fabric ultimately like the best. Like it's just great. And then when I'm talking about the fabric too, this does use a PFC-free DWR, so that's always great to see from Patagonia. And it performs really good. You know, I haven't had any problems with it. I haven't had any problems with it wearing off. It's still beating up water just great, and yeah. Now I generally use this piece for ice climbing when it's cold out. Like we got hit with some negative 20 Fahrenheit weather, and I went out ice climbing, and I had my alpine suit on with this underneath and then a base layer, and I was toasty warm. I was perfectly warm. I didn't overheat. I wasn't too cold. It was great temperature regulation even while climbing. And that's what I was kind of worried about because I had just like the sandwich of the shell, the insulated layer, and then the base layer, but it turned out to be just fine. And I really do enjoy using this piece in general for just kind of like hiking, trail running. This jacket's actually really good for winter trail running. I always pair it with like a t-shirt underneath, like a Capling Merino t-shirt from Patagonia. I feel like that combination between the two leads to a lot of good. That's what I've generally used before in the past, and that's what I still kind of use with this jacket right now. So I feel like this jacket's really good for those things, and like it's also really great to do some dry tooling in, just because you do have that active insulation layer. So like as you're climbing, you're not just getting like super hot, like you're expelling heat from the jacket pretty efficiently. Now, even though the fabric is a little bit, more robust, I would still be weary about like dragging it against, abrasive surfaces or even like slinging your tools across your shoulder. You might get some sort of rippage or something like that. So just be aware of that. But like anything that's Patagonia, they can easily be repaired. So just know if you do put a hole in your jacket, you can easily repair it. Overall, I feel like this jacket has been great. It's definitely, I think, a step higher than the previous version of the Nano-Air. I mean, let's be honest, the second pocket is what totally makes it. I might be kidding on that, but I really like the second pocket. But overall, I prefer the fit of this jacket compared to the previous version. And that's not to say that the previous version had a bad fit. I just like the more kind of boxy and more relaxed fit better than like the more performance orientated fit. So that's just my preference. But yeah, overall this jacket has been great to use, and I'm super stoked to continue using it as we are in spring. And yeah, I'll be doing a lot of training and trail running with this on probably. So yeah.